Gonna apologize ahead of time. I'm doing a voiceover for all of this, so we're gonna start off with a homemade Play-Doh demo. First of all, you're gonna need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Then you're gonna need 4 teaspoons of cream of tartar, cream. It's a powder. I'm I'm very confused by what it is, honestly. But anyway, then you're gonna need some salt. You're gonna need 3/4 cup of that, and 2 tablespoons of oil. So I did a mise en place, so I pre-measured everything. I used dry measuring cups and leveled them off for the dry ingredients. So there's the flour, salt, the cream of tartar, and then I didn't pre-measure the oil just because that would have been a little tedious. So doing the 2 tablespoons of that. Never done a voiceover, so this is going to be interesting. Okay, so then I did 2 cups of lukewarm water. Notice I'm using a liquid measuring cup. It's much more accurate. So then, I don't know why I started stirring so aggressively. So you're going to start off with kind of a putty, and I'm cooking this over medium heat, assuming this is a single hot plate that I have in my classroom. And you're going to stir continuously, and when I say that, I mean continuously. I got an arm workout from this, so you're going to end up with like a paste sort of like this, and you're going to let this cool down on a piece of wax paper. A lot of slapping going on. So then once it cools down a little bit, you'll kind of knead it like a bread dough, kind of like what I'm doing now, or a pizza dough. My roommate was very enthusiastic to help me knead it as well. Very excited. So I noticed it was getting a little sticky at this point, so I did add some flour. I'm not quite sure if you're supposed to do that, but it did help a ton with the texture. Not as sticky, and started to kind of set up. So got a good dough ball going. And I got very excited to knead cheese. Okay, very excited to knead it. Okay, so that is Play-Doh, homemade Play-Doh, and you'll end up with a dough baby. So next is spicing up store-bought hummus demo. Kind of tired of store-bought hummus, just classic hummus. So what you're going to need with this is, my hands look so weird, 3 bell peppers, medium size, 3 garlic cloves, you can't see them, or 2 garlic cloves, classic Sabra hummus, and extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so when I'm cutting a bell pepper, I'll cut off first the top, then the bottom. And this was a really neat trick that I learned on the internet. I cannot remember where, but you'll just kind of cut through the outer layer and then peel back so it'll kind of unravel. And then all you'll have to do is cut out the seeds and the bitter parts. So that's what you'll see me do right now. Oh. Voiceovers are very interesting. Seeing a lot of stuff I didn't before. So once you kind of have them laid out, all the bitter stuff is cut up, we're going to cut them into a bâtonnet cut, or in French it translates to literally little sticks, and this will kind of be our dippers for the hummus. So a nice little guilt-free snack. So I'm putting that on a paper plate per guidelines with my current classroom. Do that with this piece as well. Probably put music in here. I don't know if I really want to. Anyway, so do that with the yellow pepper as well. So same process of just cutting off the top, the bottom, unraveling it, cutting out the seeds and the bitter pieces, and making that into the little stick cut or the little dippable piece. So that's why I kind of sped this clip up right here. I don't know why my roommate decided to point at the pepper. I guess the spot right there. Okay, so yep, just cutting off the bitters. Now that I think of it, I'm pretty sure Sabra has their own kind of roasted red pepper hummus. So nothing new. Um, but you can impress your friends because it looks and tastes homemade if you take it out of the container. Anyway, so now I'm just peeling my garlic cloves. If you notice, oh yeah, there was one clove and then two cloves kind of all in one. It was very weird. It was like triplet garlic cloves. So if you notice before, I kind of hit the top of the knife, as you can see again right here, just to kind of loosen that skin up. And then I'll just gently peel it. I don't know exactly, I'm not exactly sure why I decided to peel the garlic before doing the last pepper. I think it was just because they were going in the same pan. So with the red pepper, since I think it complements the hummus the best, I'm going to saute that one and put it into the hummus. So the other two are kind of just for dipping. So then I'm cutting off kind of the root pieces just so that it doesn't end up in my pan. Go with that. Okay, so I sped this video up as well because it's, again, the same process for cutting up the pepper. The only difference that I'll make is this time I'll use the cut or the knife skill of dicing. So you'll do the bâtonnet cut or bâtonnet cut, and then you'll kind of stack them on top of each other and make little cubes, basically. Since I'm wanting this to kind of be easier to eat since it's going into the actual dip. So again, still cutting out the bitters, still slicing them into those little stick slices, and you'll see kind of where that difference comes in. So if you notice, I'm stacking them all on top of each other, turning them to the side, and just doing a quick dice on those. So this looks to be a bit of a smaller dice. Yeah. Okay, so I just did a dice as well on that other half of the red pepper, and now I'm just slicing up my garlic. Usually I'll first slice it kind of like these medium slices that you're seeing now first, and then I'll start doing the mincing. You'll kind of see what I mean. Okay, so I'll just hold the tip of my knife and just kind of work my way around. And please be careful and do not cut yourself when you're wiping off the knife because it can kind of get sticky with garlic. Got some peppers in there. So I'll kind of do that again, just holding the top of the knife and making my way around the board to get a pretty fine dice. Or mincing, I should say. So we'll do that a couple more times until I feel it's good. You're getting the really good angles. Okay, so I'm putting about 3 tablespoons of oil into a cold pan to start with, and then I'll do it over medium heat. So I'm going to put the peppers first because you'll notice that I don't put the garlic in yet just because the peppers have a much different cooking time than the garlic. So I'll put the peppers in and saute for about, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes until they're tender, and then I'll add the garlic and just saute until it is aromatic or until I can start to smell the garlic. And not mentioned in the ingredients, I also did salt and pepper to taste. Even though the hummus is pre-seasoned, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't bland. Oh, my roommate got very excited about the look of that, as you can tell. Okay, so you can kind of see how the size of the peppers change. They have a little bit more color on them. They kind of reduce. They've extruded the water that they were holding, so they're much more tender now. So I'm going to put a little bit of salt, actually a lot of salt. I'll just stir that in real quick. Again, I don't want to cook the garlic for too long, just until I can kind of start to smell it, so I don't want to burn it. Then I'm going to put some pepper as well. And stir that in too. So then I'll take that over to my hummus and just spoon it on top of the pre-made hummus. If you want to really fool your friends that you made this homemade, take it out of the container that you bought it in and kind of mix it around. Yeah, just spoon it, and then I like to put the oil that has all that garlic, pepper flavor on it as well. And I will say this got some good reviews from my roommate. She said she liked it a little bit better than the store-bought, so that was really meant a lot. Really great compliment. So there we go. She's gonna zoom in on that. So now we are at our 2-minute burrito demo. You're gonna need 2 gluten-free tortillas because this gal is intolerant to gluten. It's like get over it. But I'm also lacto-vegetarian, so we make this friendship work with our dietary restrictions. Anyway, you're also gonna need 2 eggs. It's great. 2 slices of cheese. It's dairy-free. Pretty good brand. Salt and pepper to taste. I don't know why I'm holding them like that. Then I decided to become a YouTuber with it. There we go. Pepper. Yes, Hannah. Salt. Then sriracha, which is optional, or any kind of salsa that you like. And, okay, non-stick cooking spray, which you're going to spray into a small microwavable bowl. Yeah, microwaved eggs are not great. Molly's looking very concerned about it. So you're going to do 2 of those. This takes me back to my days in the dorm when microwaving eggs was something we did on the regular. Brings back really stressful memories. So considering I have only a wash tub, I'm kind of recreating that. Washing my hands for 20 seconds. Since I cracked some eggs, and now I am rinsing that off with my quote-unquote bottled water. We don't have bottled water, so we use Brita. Anyway, you're also going to scramble these. I don't know why Molly is doing that with her hand. I apologize. You're going to scramble these until they become a homogeneous color, so all yellow. Okay, very vigorous, very vigorous whisking right now. Okay, so you can also, if you want to substitute or add stuff to this, I'm just going to be seasoning it with salt and pepper, by the way. You can do leftover bacon, sausage, mushrooms, tomatoes if you want to add some more to this, so it's not just eggs and cheese. Also, the burrito dates back to like the 19th century, and it literally means little donkey, which I find very fascinating. Okay, we're going to say bye to it and put it in for 90 seconds. So what are you going to do in that 90 seconds? You could finish the entire Harry Potter series. Really great. Paint a portrait of some red lady, I don't know. Or have a self-pep talk because finals are almost over. Okay, so now that that's done, it smells not great, and the non-stick cooking spray helped, but I cannot get the image out of my head of that plopping out of there. Okay, anyway, you're going to cut that egg patty in half, and you're going to put that into your gluten-free tortilla. Also, burrito literally means little donkey, which I also find a great little fact. You'll see me struggling with that. There's not really any tips I can give for making a burrito with a gluten-free tortilla. It's just a little hard. So it'll be much easier with a full gluten tortilla if you try this at home. So, come on, Molly. We're going to put that in for another 20 seconds. I know, great. delicious. Mmm, gonna get a cross section. There's a lot of different components to this that I don't think it turned out quite like the recipe I'd intended. Gluten-free tortilla is kind of falling apart. Beautiful cross section. And we're going to spice that up with a lot of sriracha. But we're also going to make it fancy. And that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'm so excited that finals are over. I hope y'all have a great semester and a happy holidays.